اوكي تمام.
ما يحتاج. Okay, I'll share my screen now in order to discuss our topic. Okay, today we have a new unit number 1, personal circumstance, dealing with the different careers about occupation.
Sorry, Doctor, which page?
Sorry, can you which page? The first unit on page 11. Do you find it? Page 11, personal circumstance, unit 1.
نعم دكتورة لقيته.
Fine. Okay, here we have, okay, thank you. Here we have speaking part 1, occupations. Okay, who can read the first paragraph? I want someone to read. Mohammed Qasim, can you read, please? If you hear us.
Yes, Doctor.
Okay, good.
In part 1 of the speaking test, the examiner asks you some of general question about your personal situation. This is my including question about your occupation or the way you spend your time. If you don't have a combination, it's a good idea to prepare some idea for speaking about this. What can you say that is interesting for unexpected? Can you give some opinion as well as the best information?
So we have, thank you for your reading, very good. So we have, you should give some good idea about the occupations. This is what we call the first exercise about the speaking, how lead you to how to speak English, okay? And you should give some opinion. And if you have some occupations, you can't tell us. But if you don't, you give us some opinion about it. Okay, try it first. This is the first things in order to be first, in order to speak in part number 1, by talking about your occupation as if you were doing speaking part 1. If you are working with a partner, take its turn to play the roles of examiner and candidate. So you should play with the partner, a role play with the that you have examiner and candidate. Here are some typical questions. Examiner should ask the candidates some of the questions, like do you work or are you a student? What's the most interesting part of being candidates' occupations? What's the most difficult part of being candidate occupations? Would you say it is good occupation? Why and why not? What kind of work would you like to do in the future? Okay, these are some questions to deal with the occupation, about the title of it, of how can the candidate can speak and explain what's his, maybe give us the reasons, or maybe give us the opinion about the occupations, what he has or she has work. Okay, here we have the first thing, spotlight number 1, useful language for talking about your occupation. In order to answer these questions and to speak correct way, you should follow some of what we call it, use the basic present simple, or what we call it present continuous tenses. All of you have the according to the different years or different stages, you have taken the present simple or present perfect or present continuous. We have many tenses in order to deal with them. Okay, here we have in this section dealing with the grammar about the present simple and continuous. If you choose the grammar showing how you feel about your occupation, in order to speak about yourself, in fact, you should use simple language, or what you call simple present tense. Okay, if you want to speak about your working, you should use what? Present continuous. Okay, for both of them are should be used in order to express your work or your job. Here we have the role. The rules should be done by the and memorized by the students. We have subject, verb, simple verb, or what we call it base verb, and we have here we have subject and continuous verb. Of course, we have linking verb is are before ing. After we have verb ing. Okay. I want someone to participate. Here we have Rasha. Okay. I want to ask Inas. Are you with us?
نعم دكتورة.
Good.
نعم دكتورة.
Can you read the first exercise? Choose the best sentence for each pair.
Okay.
Yes.
I study chemistry at the local university. This
Okay.
is present simple. I am studying chemistry at the local university. Present continuous.
Good. So we have two sentences. Which one is the best sentence?
I think B. I am
Good.
studying.
Good. You are right. So the best sentence is I am studying chemistry at the local university. You are right. Very good. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. I was Zainab Abdelrada. To read the second sentence.
نعم دكتورة بس الفايل ما يفتح لي.
الكتاب.
أي.
Okay. Can you look at
الكتاب ما موجود بي. الكتاب ما موجود بي.
Okay. Okay.
Can you look at your screen and read the sentence?
دكتورة الكتابة كلش صغيرة هسه أطق لي سكرين ونشوف.
Okay. Okay. Thank you. I want to ask another person. Umame? Yes. Yes, please. Can you read the second sentence?
Can I read?
Yes,
Can
please.
answer?
Your name? Mohammed. Okay, Mohammed Qasim.
نعم.
Yes.
I don't work at the moment.
Good.
At P, I am not working at the moment. The best one,
Okay,
I
which
think,
one?
the B.
Right.
Because
yes,
he will,
you are right.
now he don't work. Maybe in the future he will to continue his work.
No, not this is the same what you have expressed about. I'm not working at a moment. It means that he is not working now.
Eh?
Not if you. Good. So it is because we are at the time of at the time of speaking. So we should use continuous. Okay, who can tell me how can we use or in which way we use present continuous?
Doctor, can I answer?
Yes, please. You can.
Present continuous is used for a temporary situation,
Right.
while
Temporary.
the symbol for permanent situations or for
Good.
scientific facts.
Yes, present simple. It's used for four things. The first one is for facts. The second one is used for what we call it ordinary habits. Number two, habits, which are usually we do it. For example, I have go to school. Sorry, I go to school every day. This is habits. Whereas the facts is, for example, if you take the example about the wood floats on the water, this is fact. The sun rises from the east this is a fact. Okay, so we should use present simple. Present simple is used for facts, for habits, And sometimes we use this with some adverbs like every day, usually, sometimes, more. Okay, well, in present continuous, it's uses for what we call it at the same time of speaking. When someone is speaking now, you are right. You are right when you are talking about temporary, or what we call it at the same time of speaking. Okay, good. So who can read number 3?
Miss, can I?
Yes, yes, yes. What's your name? Fede?
Fede.
Fede,
Yes.
yes. Okay.
Um,
3.
Miss A, my family owns a chain of options, and I ran one of the branch. B, my family is owning a chain of options, and I am running one of the branches. Miss, I think it's A.
Okay. The third point, A, is correct. You are right. If you go to the vocabulary,
Miss,
prepositions
excuse me, I
are
have a
using
question about the first point.
yes, about first point.
Miss,
Yeah.
الستادي
You can ask.
chemistry مو يعتبر يعني حقيقة يعني أو شيء قاعد هو يقوم به؟
No. He is asking he is asking now. What are you doing?
لا number one study chemistry.
Number 1. Yeah, I want. Yes, I know. It means that I study chemistry at the local university.
أي.
But whereas when someone asks you, where are you studying?
Yes.
Now he wants the answer, not where are you studying, for example.
يعني أنا عبالي إنه هو هسه وضعيته إنه دا يدرس كيمياء يعني مو شيء مؤقت مو temporary يعني غير permanent هو دا يدرس.
لا هو مو permanent. No, temporary. Now
Okay,
he is speaking. Now he is speaking chemistry.
Yes, thanks, Miss.
You are welcome. Okay, here we have the vocabulary. What are the main prepositions are used with the word work? Working. Here we have the sentence or exercise about what are the suitable prepositions are used with the word work. I work for marketing company, or I work. Number 1, who can tell me what is the preposition is suitable in this sentence?
Can I answer?
Just a minute. I want أميمة, Sami, Umama.
نعم دكتورة.
Yes, please.
Umama.
Umama.
I
Sorry.
work for a marketing company.
Yes, we should use for a marketing company. So
Yeah.
you're right. Good. What about number 2?
Yes.
Sorry, thank you,
Like
Umama.
to
Haidar.
say it is employees there.
Thank you, Haidar. Haidar Hassan, can you hear us?
Yes, Miss.
Yes, good. Can you read the second one? I work.
بس العرض ما موجود قدامي.
Okay, I read the sentence. I work in or at advertising. What is the suitable preposition you should choose? In or at?
At.
No.
No. In.
In.
Sorry,
yes. Good. I work in advertising. You are right.
Yes.
Good. Thank you. I want Zainab Abdurrahman.
نعم دكتورة.
Yes, please. Can you read number 3? I'm working off at the local library. I'm working off or at
دقيقة
local
دكتورة.
library. Yes. Okay, here we have, because it is a place, you should use what?
Question
Local
2,
library.
number 3. I am working
Yes.
off I am working
At.
at the local library.
Yes.
I am working at the local library.
Good. Because it is a place, so we should use at. Good. You're right.
At.
Yes. Very good. Okay. Inas, please. Inas Qais.
نعم دكتورة.
Number 4.
Number 4, I work by or with some interesting people. With.
Yes, you are right. Good. With. 5. Okay, Mohammed. I should memorize your names. Zina, please. Zina Abdelhamid.
نعم ست.
Yes, please. Can you read number 5?
I am working on or about a very interesting project at the بدي أشوف الباقي
At the
at the
moment.
moment.
Yeah.
On.
Yes, you are right. Very good. Thank you. Very good. Linda Ghalib. Linda, please. The last sentence.
نعم دكتورة.
Yes, please.
I work
No.
at a theoretical linting desire.
At or as. Which one you choose?
At.
As.
As.
As. Yes. Okay, here we have the next vocabulary. Expressions connected with work. Expression. Here we have also related with the vocabulary. Expressions connected with work. Here we have the expressions like job satisfaction, job security, paid for hour, physically demanding, work for long hours. So we have this. We have 6 sentences. You should choose from the box the suitable word in order to put it in the blanks. Okay. So I want Huda Kadam, please.
Yes, miss. Number 1, doctors often have to work long hours.
Good. Work long hours. You're right. Very good. Zaydun, As'ad. Zaydun, please. Can you hear us, Zaydun?
Yes, miss.
Yes. Good.
بس
I work. Okay.
I work in a restaurant and I don't have a regular
salary.
بس دقيقة دكتور لأن شوية
الشاشة.
salary I am paid by the hour. Paid by the
hour. Yes, very good. You are right. Thank you. Why you face difficult? Zaydun, are you read with the mobile or with the laptop? Okay.
Mobile.
Okay. Okay, thank you.
بس الدشاشة ده تروح ترجمة
صغيرة. اوكي. ما تقدر اشوف الكتاب كله. تمام. I want Huda Kadam, please. Huda.
Yes. Number 3. I love seeing children learn. That's why I got so much job satisfaction from being a teacher.
Yeah, you're right. Good. Very good. You are right. Amal Hussein, please. Amal.
نعم ست.
Yes, please. Here we have number 5.
ست ممكن تعرضيه حتى أشوف لين ما عندي كتاب.
تمام عرفته.
Number 5.
Yeah.
What? متى
أكبر الشاشة؟
ويا ريت والله مش متى أشوف.
Oh my god.
Number 5. Number 5. A. In sales, you can start at the bottom and work your way to the top. It's a job with
Excellent.
excellent. وين الأوبشنز؟ career proposal.
Yes. Prospects. Okay, good. Prospects.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Can I answer?
Yes, please. Ahmed Karim. Ahmed, you can.
Yeah.
Yes, please.
Sorry ما فتحت الميكروفون. اي تمام.
Number 6.
بس شوي خلي توخر هاي العلامة.
Okay.
ما قاعد اشوف النسخة. اي تمام.
Sorry.
I'm a road mender. My job mostly involves filling holes in the road. It is tiring and physically demanding work.
Yeah, it's very good. You are right.
الخيار physically demanding.
Yes, you are right. Very good. Excellent
Thanks.
job. Thanks. Thank you for you. Okay, here you have tips. Like what we call it, advice. There are many fixed expressions in English. Learning and using them can make your English seem more natural and will help improve your score in both in speaking and writing tests. It means that we have some expressions that are fixed. Here we have expressions fixed in using with the word work. Okay, so it is make it, if you memorize them well, it's make for using it easily for you. Okay, if you go to the spotlight one, useful language for talking about your occupation. Here we have the next page is the same, repeated. Here we have the exam skill. Exam skills 1. Giving plenty of detail and descriptions. In this section, you will have, suppose that you have exam. In order to deal with the questions and you describe in details. Don't just say I am a student or I work in a restaurant. Give more details in your answer. For example, I'm in 3rd year student studying law at the local university. For example, if you are students in College of Education, you should tell us that you are a 4th year student studying English language at University of Baghdad, for example, College of Education. Okay, so we should answer this in this question. Okay, who can read? Complete reading. Here we have the number 2. I'm working as a waiter in a pizza restaurant. Yes.
Yeah, I can.
أحمد.
دكتورة. أوكي.
نعم.
نعم دكتورة.
Inas, you have a question?
لا دكتورة عوالي أنا أقرأ. أوكي. It's okay.
Sorry. I have Ahmed. Yes, please.
إيه تمام بس هل تطلع الشاشة؟
Yes.
Do not just say I'm students or I work in a restaurant. Give more details in your answer. For example, I'm a 3rd year student studying law at the local university. I'm working as a waiter in a pizza restaurant in the main square of this town. You may have seen it is called Babagallo.
Yes, very good.
The examiner may ask you for opinion or feelings about your occupation.
It can be a good strategy.
A positive and negative opinion. For example, it is not an easy subject. There is a lot of reading and the exams are very difficult, but it will be worth it. I'll be able to get a good job when I graduate, and the career prospects for the lawyers are excellent. It is hard work, and I have to be honest, the pay is not great, but it can be A lot of fun, especially when the restaurant is busy. I work with some really nice people.
Yes, very good. Very good. Thank you for your
Thanks.
reading. Thanks. Okay, here we have number 1. Write a description of your occupation, including some suitable opinion and feeling. Here we have the what we call it, a small description about what you want to what you have. This exercise, in order to solve this exercise or answer this question, write a description of your occupation, including some suitable opinion and feelings. You can use from this expression, okay? In order to answer this question. Here we have language check. In order to check your language, here we have examples. Okay, for example, you have the exams are very difficult. We should not write the exam are very difficult. We should write the exam are really tough, not difficult. Okay, and instead of difficult, we should use the polite expression. I met lots of interested people. I have met lots of memorable characters. Okay, here we have the preparation and practice. In order to use this exercise, you should prepare and practice how to speak and to write. Okay. Please, how can read? Zina.
Yes.
Zina Abdelhamid. Sorry, Zina. Zina, can you hear me? Zina Abdelhamid. Okay, please, Rawasi. Rawasi Ali. Yeah.
Yes, doctor.
Okay. Read exercise number 3. Prepare your ideas for speaking.
Prepare your ideas for speaking about your occupation. Write some brief notes on ways to answer this question.
Can you use?
Can you use the ideas in Spotlight 1 and above? The first one, do you work or are you a student?
What is the most interesting part of being a candidate occupation?
Good.
What is the most difficult part of being a candidate occupation? Would you say it is a good occupation? Why? Why not? What kind of work would you like to do in the future?
Yes, very good. So we have these questions. In order to be answered, you should go to the page number 12. Okay, that's above in Spotlight number 1. Good. Here we have the exercise number 3. Also depend about the exercise number 4 related to the 3. Next lecture, I want from each of you to write in detailed description of about your occupation. Of course, you should use the dictionary in order to describe the accurately as you can. This is your homework next week, inshallah. Okay, here we have lesson 1. I should go to in order to listen. You have 4 exercises, number 1, 2, 3, and 4. All of them, also 5. All of them are dependent on lesson number 1. So we should listen, first of all, to the tape recording. Okay, then go to answer these questions. I'll open it.
Lesson 1.
It's clear?
Good morning. My name's Janet.
It's clear now.
Tell me your full name, please.
My name's Nairan Bunmi.
And can you tell me where you're from?
I'm from Thailand.
Can I see your identification, please? Thank you. In the first part, I'd like to ask you a few questions about yourself. What do you do? Do you work or are you a student?
Well, actually both. I'm a part-time student. I'm doing a degree in business studies. I'm also working as a lifeguard at my local swimming pool.
I see. What's the most interesting part of being a lifeguard?
Well, to be honest, it's not a very interesting job. Most of the time, we just wait by the pool. The most interesting part is probably the conversations I have with the other lifeguards. I've got to know them all pretty well now.
What's the most difficult part of being a lifeguard?
We quite often have to tell children to stop behaving badly, and occasionally their parents get angry with us. Don't tell my children what to do, that kind of thing. That can be difficult.
Would you say it's a good occupation?
Well, yes and no. It's a very pleasant job in some ways, but as I said, it can be boring and it's not very well paid. That's why I'm doing a degree. I want to get something better.
I see. What are your career plans for the future?
When I graduate, I want to get a job in a financial institution, maybe a bank or insurance company. I haven't decided exactly what yet, but something like that.
Okay. Now let's talk about music. What kind of music do you like listening to?
At the moment, I don't have a lot of time for listening to music, but my favorite type of music is...
Delta. Okay, thank you for your listening. In order to ask or to answer the questions about listen to the recorder, which is based on speaking part 1, answer each of these questions using no more than 2 words. The first one is all of these questions are depend on all of these sentences actually depend on what you have listened now. The candidate, it means that the students is doing a degree in. Who can answer?
Miss, can I answer?
Yes.
Can I answer, Miss? Can I answer?
Sorry. Yes, please, Rawasi. Huda. Sorry. Huda Khalil.
Yes, Miss.
Yes, please.
The candidate is doing a degree in business studies.
Yes, right. In business studies, you're right. Good. Fedek Salman.
Yes, Miss.
Number two.
Yes, number 2. He is also working as a lifeguard at his local swimming pool.
Yes, you are right. Very good.
Thank you.
Thank you. Ilaf Zuhair, can you hear us? Ilaf, are you with us? Okay, Benin Jabbar. Benin. Hussein Abbas. Okay, Huda Kalam, please.
Yes. Number 3, the most interesting part of the job is
The most interesting part of the job, conversations with
other lifeguards.
Good, with other lifeguards. You're right. Here we have number 4 by Zina Abdelhamid. Sorry. Can you hear us, Zina?
No, Miss.
Yes.
Number 4. The most difficult part is dealing with some of the parents of children who behave badly.
Yes, you are right. You are right. Good. Suhaib, can you hear us? Suhaib? Thank you. Suhaib? Okay. Zina Abdelhamid?
نعم, Miss.
Yes, please. Can you read the last point in the future? In
the future, he wants to work in financial institution bank.
Good.
In bank.
Or bank?
In a bank.
Yes, you're right. Or an insurance company. All right. Good. So if you look back now, look at the audio transcript on page 1 or 5. If we go to the and check your answer, we should check go to the conversation between 2 persons as we have mentioned here, and we should go to 105 in order to check your answers. Okay, if you go to the number 3, we'll find that this is done by role play in exercise number 4, like exercise number 4, page 13. How was it different, and how can you improve further? Discuss your ideas with a partner or a small group. Think about these areas. So we have different questions about the different areas in vocabulary, for example, grammar, pronunciations. You should deal with them according to the recording. Okay.
Okay, Miss.
Now we have in pronunciation, focus, sentences, stress. Here we have, you know that we have in the bold sentence or in bold word, you have stress. Okay. The sentence stress is the focus on the vowel or the syllables of the vowel. Okay, if we have 3, maybe 2 syllables in the same word. Okay. So I want someone to read. Huda, can you read, please?
Ariman?
Yes.
Huda Khalil?
Yes.
Okay. Listen to the beginning of the recording again. Now take the sentence or stress, for example.
Sorry, Huda, can you raise your voice?
Okay.
Yes, please.
I'm also working as lifeguard at my local swimming pool.
Yeah.
In this case, lifeguard is and the swimming pool are the most important words, so they are بس راحت الشاشة.
Stressed.
بس راحت الشاشة عندي.
Okay. يعني why the screen is disappear? What's the reason?
سارة تسمحي لي؟
Yes, please. Feel free to speak.
الشاشة ممكن تكبر تصغر، بس حبيت أقول للزملاء يعني
إيه
نقدر
أنا
نتابع وياهم.
أنا دا أكبر والله. يعني بعد
لا يدويا من الجهاز تقصد.
يعني my screen or your screen.
تقدرين تكبريها هدى.
Our
screen.
أنا ما أعرف بس تطلع لي صورة هدى كاظم يعني ما أعرف ليش.
دكتورة بس خلي تسوي بين للصورة مال هدى وها هي.
إيه طلعت.
سوي بين.
شكرا طلعت. Okay.
Okay, thank you.
I'm also working as lifeguard at my local swimming pool.
Good.
In this case, lifeguard and swimming pool are the most important words, so they are stressed. The most working and local are less important, so they have less stress. The other words also, as a, at my, are words which the listener can almost guess from the context, so they receive the less stress of all.
Yes, very good. You're right. You're right. Okay. Now I go to page 105 in order to read the transcripts of lesson. What we already heard the video. Okay. In order to be clear for you, here we have the lesson number unit 4. Okay. Is my screen clear?
Yeah, it is clear.
You can see the transcript?
Yes, we can see it.
Good. So I
IELTS Advantage. Speaking and Listening Skills by John Marks.
Yes.
Copyright Delta Publishing 2013.
I replay this one.
Unit
again.
1. Listen 1.
Good morning. My name's Janet Miller. Can you tell me your full name, please?
My name's Nairan Bunmi.
And can you tell me where you're from?
I'm from Thailand.
Can I see your identification, please? Thank you. In the first part, I'd like to ask you a few questions about yourself. What do you do? Do you work or are you a student?
Well, actually both. I'm a part-time student. I'm doing a degree in business studies. I'm also working as a lifeguard at my local swimming pool.
I see. What's the most interesting part of being a lifeguard?
Well, to be honest, it's not a very interesting job. Most of the time, we just wait by the pool. The most interesting part is probably the conversations I have with the other lifeguards. I've got to know them all pretty well now.
What's the most difficult part of being a lifeguard?
We quite often have to tell children to stop behaving badly, and occasionally their parents get angry with us. Don't tell my children what to do, that kind of thing. That can be difficult.
Would you say it's a good occupation?
Well, yes and no. It's a very pleasant job in some ways, but as I said, it can be boring and it's not very well paid. That's why I'm doing a degree. I want to get something better.
I see. What are your career plans for the future?
When I graduate, I want to get a job in a financial institution, maybe a bank or insurance company. I haven't decided exactly what yet, but something like that.
Okay. Now let's talk about music. What kind of music do you like listening to?
At the moment, I don't have a lot of time for listening to music, but my favorite type of music is...
Okay, thank you for your listening. So I have replayed this recording again, so in order to know the meaning of the conversation about. Okay. Okay. What do you understand from this conversation?
Victoria, can I answer?
Yes, please.
That agent or clerk asked the customer or the candidate about his job.
Right.
Sorry, first of all, she asked him about where he came from.
Right.
He answered her that he's from Thailand.
Yes.
And
Go.
then she asked to see his identification card.
Right.
Afterwards, she asked him what he do for a living. So he told her that he is a student,
Yes.
and also he works, sorry, a part-time student, and also he's doing a degree at business studies, and also he works as a lifetime guard in a local swimming pool. Then she asked him about the most interesting part of his job. So he told her that his job is not interesting.
Yes.
The only thing which is interesting is that the conversation with the other lifeguard at the swimming pool, and also sometimes when he prevent or prohibit the children from doing a bad behavior. The parents asked him not to do such a thing and to let them behave freely. So he's trying to have a degree at his studying in to gain a job at a financial institutions such
Yes.
as banks or
Insurance company.
yes, insurance company.
Yes, you are right. Very good. Excellent job. What's your name? Sorry.
Inas Qais Ismail.
Inas. Very good. Excellent job. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you for you. Okay, if we turn back to our units, we have reached unit. We are still unit number 1. Listening. Next lecture, I want to ask you to prepare a description to write about the, here we have number 5, exercise number 5. Okay, write a detailed description of your occupation, use dictionary on page 13. Okay, and I want to ask you about to make exercise about this one, also number 5. Okay. Next lecture, you should prepare places for residents. Part number 1. Also, we have the same thing. We have exercises about grammar, first of all. Then we have speaking parts. We have vocabulary. After that, we have listening. Also, we have recording in order to listen to. Where is listen? Here we have. Okay. So next lecture, you should prepare, you should make number 5, exercise number 5 from page 13, and prepare the chapter number, part 1, places of residence. Okay? Is that clear?
Okay.
Good.
Yeah, it is clear.
Okay. So if you have anything to ask, please feel free to ask. Do you have